Hey roofers, so I'm about to spill the one Facebook advertising secret that most roofers have no clue about. And it's probably why you're getting tire kickers instead of actual qualified homeowners. So this is gonna be the difference between consistently talking to low quality leads who have no buying intent and actually getting referral level quality leads from your advertising. I'm gonna show you exactly what's happening behind the scenes with your Facebook pixel that's literally training Facebook to find you the worst possible leads. And more importantly, how you can fix it so you can actually start getting the kind of homeowners that actually close. So stick around because this is gonna change everything about how you view Facebook advertising for your roofing company. All right, so what's happening to most roofers? Most roofers I talk to, they come to me and they say, man, I tried Facebook ads. We spent like $5,000 with marketers, and all the people they sent my way were just getting multiple quotes. They didn't want to move forward. They were just shopping around. And then they blame Facebook. They blame the marketing, they blame the agency, everything except the actual problem. And let me tell you what that is. It's rather simple. So your Facebook pixel is literally training Facebook to find you more bad leads. And I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain what's happening behind the scenes. Every time a homeowner comes to your funnel, they see your ads, they click, they fill a form, and they schedule an appointment. When they schedule that appointment, your Facebook pixel is sending data back to Facebook saying, hey, this is the kind of person that this roofer wants. But here's the problem. Facebook can't tell the difference between a good lead and a bad lead. It just knows that someone converted. So when a tire kicker, a price shopper, someone who's just not a good fit for your company comes through your funnel, Facebook goes, oh, let me go find more people exactly like that. Because, well, that's the kind of people they're telling me are good. And this is where most marketing agencies and roofers get it completely wrong. They think that more data is better. Let's track everything. Let's send back everything from the data back to the pixel. Let's send back every single conversion. No, that is literally everything against what you want to do. So I'm gonna put on the screen what a typical roofing funnel looks like. So this is what it is. You got the ad, someone clicks, and then they go to the landing page. They fill out the form, then they go to the scheduler, and then the thank you page. Most people put the Facebook pixel on every one of these pages. So what's happening is Facebook's getting data from the landing page visits, like the form filled, the schedule, and everything. But here's what I discovered. Working with 50, 7 and 8 figure roofing companies, this is what happens. So these high level roofing clients of mine actually give really good detailed sales feedback from their reps. So the reps are able to go on appointments and actually describe like what happens with each appointment. And me as the marketer, I get that information from the sales team, and I'm able to influence the kind of caliber of the people that these roofing companies get in front of. So instead of sending back every single data point to Facebook, you might be wondering, what do you do? Well, you can have it set up in two different ways. There's one extreme method if you've been dealing with the worst quality leads. And this only works if you're spending a decent amount of money. And there's another one that's less extreme, and this is actually the method that I recommend to most people. So let's start with the less intensive pathway. Pathway 1. So when you're sending data back to Facebook, you're telling Facebook, find me more people like this. So the best way to handle these low quality leads and just filter for the good ones is this change. And this was the difference between terrible leads and great quality leads for 50 of my roofing clients. The first step, you should remove the Facebook pixel code from the scheduling page altogether. Only leave the actual tracking for the initial lead conversion event. Here's how I set it up. I set it up when my appointment setters who are in-house and that call leads on behalf of my roofing companies, like when they call within 5 minutes and they qualify them, and if they qualify and the appointment's booked, only then will they add a tag to that lead, which automatically sends the data back to Facebook. The questions we're asking are like, how old's your roof? Do you have a leak, damage? Tell me about that. What's your timeline on getting back to me for this project? Like how soon are you looking to get it done? Only after the lead is actually qualified by a human being do we send the data back to Facebook. We're essentially telling Facebook, this person's good. Find me more people like this. Find me more people like this specific homeowner. So instead of Facebook optimizing for people who just schedule appointments online themselves, it's optimizing for people who have urgency, like people who pick up the phone, are qualified, and then set the appointment. For our clients who are spending over $200 a day, you're doing serious volume, bringing in maybe like 30 or more appointments in a month. So we have to take this to the next level. Instead of just sending back qualified appointment data, we only send back data for appointments that actually turn into sales. So think about that. Facebook is only getting data from homeowners who actually bought a roof. So it's finding you more people who are exactly like your actual customers, not just your leads. But here's the critical part that most people mess up. You have to send this data back to Facebook within 7 days of the actual original click. Facebook has a 7-day attribution window. So if you wait 2 weeks to tell Facebook about a sale, it's too late. So you need systems in place. When your sales guy closes a deal, that information needs to go back to whoever's managing your Facebook ads within a few days, not a few weeks. So let's talk about something else now. Why does this work so well? Well, it comes down to understanding how Facebook's algorithm actually functions. So Facebook has over 52,000 data points on every single one of its users. It knows their income, it knows their home ownership status, their recent life events, their browsing behavior, everything. So when you give Facebook good data from people who actually bought from you, it can use all those data points to find other people with similar characteristics. But when you give it bad data from tire kickers and price shoppers, it finds tire kickers and price shoppers. It's like if you told someone, I want you to find more people like John, but John is a terrible customer who never ends up taking action. They're gonna find you more terrible customers. But if you say something like, find me more people like Sarah, and Sarah recently bought a $40,000 car in cash and referred 3 of her best friends, now you're talking. Roofers, the key is being selective about the data that you feed the algorithm. Most roofers are feeding Facebook everything and then wondering why they're getting garbage leads. Let me give you a real example. We had a roofing company in Texas doing about $4 million a year. They came to us because they'd been burned by 2 other marketing agencies. They were getting leads, but the close rate was terrible, maybe 15–20%. They said, we're getting appointments, but these people aren't serious. They want 4 other quotes, they're not ready to move forward, they're just shopping around. So we implemented this exact pixel strategy. We removed the pixel from the scheduler and only started sending back qualified lead data, and within about 2 weeks, the lead quality completely flipped. Instead of getting people who wanted to think about it and get other quotes, they started getting homeowners who were like, when can you start? I need this roof replaced before the next storm season. So their close rate went from 15–20% to 33%. Crazy part is it was the same ad spend, same sales team, same exact ads, but completely different quality of homeowners walking through their door. All right, so if you want to implement this into your business, here's exactly what you need to do. First, audit your current pixel setup. If you have pixels firing on your schedule page or thank you page, remove them. Only track the initial form submission. Second, set up a qualification process for your appointment setters. They need to be asking the right questions and only marking leads as qualified if they meet your criteria. Third, create a system to send qualified lead data back to Facebook. This might require working with your marketing team or agency to set up custom conversions. Fourth, if you're spending over $200 a day, consider only sending back actual sales data, but make sure you can get that data back to Facebook within 7 days of the lead coming through. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this requires more work than just throwing up some ads and hoping for the best. But the difference in results is massive. Look, if you're a roofing contractor doing serious revenue and you're serious about scaling with Facebook ads, this pixel strategy is non-negotiable. It's not just a nicety to have, it's a non-negotiable. Most roofers are literally paying Facebook to find them bad leads. Don't be one of them. And if you've had bad experiences with Facebook advertising in the past, it might not have been Facebook's fault. It might have just been that whoever was running your ads didn't understand how to properly train the algorithm. So if you got tremendous value from this video, and you're a roofer doing more than $2.5 million a year, and you want to add multi-7 figures in roof jobs year after year, but either you're doing this yourself or you're working with a company that's helping you, but it's just not getting you there because you can't scale it, keep consistency and quality, you might consider getting my help or my team's help implementing this directly. We withhold 90% of information on these videos, and then the 90% that we hold, we actually give to our clients and implement on the back end for them. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Only clients get to experience this winning system with everything inclusive. So until next time, stop training Facebook to find you tire kickers and start training it to find you ideal clients.